Welcome back to Beekeeping Basics with Danny. So it's been an interesting afternoon. I do believe that one of these two hives has swarmed today. I don't know what one has. Luckily for me, my wife come home and she pulled up in the driveway and see them kind of doing this, and they worked their way that way. They congregated at the bottom of a tree, lucky enough. I've got all this on camera and we will add it to the YouTube channel that I'm doing. So it's free to subscribe. Always hit a like button, that's much appreciated. So I raced home from work. I was in London at the time. Took me an hour and 10 minutes to get home. That's how quick I was racing home. Got the nuke box and managed to catch them in the nuke box, luckily enough. So tonight when it gets dusk, I'm going to move them 3 miles away and hopefully we can keep them, and after a week we'll bring them back. But at the moment what we need to do is we need to get into both of these hives. So I'm not going to mess around too much. This is the queen, this was without a queen. I don't know why they swarmed, if they're even mine. So we're getting to the queen's hive first, check that our queen is still in there, and see what one has swarmed. Let's get to it. Okay, so I have been feeding these sugar syrup because I've only just had my foragers coming back. So all the foragers went when I'd done the swap over, and I was happy with that. Maybe I've done a wrong decision, but all the foragers went, so I've now starting to get foragers on this hive, which is a good thing, I do believe. So what we'll do is we'll move this to one side, because what I want to do is check. I have no queen excluder on this, as you can see. So obviously pulling these out, I need to be checking that the queen's not on them. And this is the hive with the queen with the red dot on her. So checking first and foremost that she's not up this top. And I'm not going to hang around too much with this. When did I add this super? So bringing this out, the comb on this, which is good. I'm trying to think when I put this super on top of here. It was about 3 days ago, I do believe. So bringing out the comb on that. Like I say, keeping an eye out for a queen, because like I say, today one of these hives, I do believe one of these hives of mine had swarm. I've got a swarm box, well I've got a nuke box out there with the swarm that I collected. So what one has swarmed is the question, and why. I'm confused as to why. I'm not sure what it was I'd done wrong. There's my queen. So she's up here on this top box, just there, look. So it clearly wasn't this one that had swarmed. So what I'm reluctant to do is just make sure we have no queen cells. I'm going to go through this as quick as I can now that I've seen the queen, and we know that she's on 1, 2, 3, 4 frame in. So what we will do is check that full frame again just before I move this super box off. Make sure she's still on there. So this is all good and well. They're working on this, which is a good sign. Empty frames there. I'll put this one back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's on this frame, potentially here. Just double checking she's still on it. There she is. She's actually laying eggs as we speak in that. She was bent in there, laying an egg in there. Just absolutely great. So I'm going to move this off so I can get to my broad box just there. So we'll put this back on how we had it, like so, and we're going to move this straight up and over. And we're going to have a whip through this, just checking in the garage, because I was messing around in the garage the other day. So nice empty frame on there. Now what I may do with this is use this in my nuke. In fact I will. So what I'm going to do is, do I have, no I don't, I need to get myself a full frame, an empty frame from the garage to replace that with, and I'm going to use that in the nuke box that I've just caught the swarm with. So I'm just literally running through this very quick. So I've got a lot to do today, what with going through the hive next to me, because I do believe there's going to be queen cells back on that again. So, like I say, folks, this is my journey, and it's getting rather interesting just lately. And I said, you know, it's a lovely, lovely frame there, honey that they're bringing out. And we did say it would get interesting along the line, and it certainly has been getting that way. What with today with the swarm, what we're going to do is get a bit of smoke in there as well, get them down. You know, and I'm really pleased that I managed to catch the swarm today. Very exciting. There's always a first time for everything, as we well know, and that's one of my first swarms that I've caught. Cat brood on there, so that's a good sign. That's what we want to be seeing. Eggs and larvae on there. Everything is how it should be. Like I say, I'm going to rush through this. I've spent a couple of hours out catching the swarm. Time's getting on. I've not had my tea. I've got to go through the other hive yet, and this is the joys of beekeeping, because once they've got you in a predicament like today, they've got you, and unfortunately you can't just, oh, I'll sort that out tomorrow. You know, you've got to be on it, checking, doing, making sure everything is how it should be. And all this is looking good. It's just looking exactly how it should be. So all of my so-called problems, potential swarming and etc., is all from the other hive next to me, which we're about to go into. Again, everything's looking wunderbar, as one says. I've got them all buzzing around me. So a little play cup there, we will remove that. Just squash that out. One there too. Just getting rid of that. It's been very warm today. Last couple of days the weather's sorted itself out. Temperatures have been hitting easily the 20s. I'm currently sweating in this suit. So that is all how it should be. So I'm really pleased with that. The only thing I'm disappointed with is I haven't got, which I'm going to have to go and get, is another frame from the garage. Okay, so we're back with the empty frame. And we're going to place that in there, like so. In fact, what I should really do is, if I want to see some kind of action on that, is bring it more to the middle. If we say somewhere like there, gives them something to work on, and it gives me something for my nuke box with the swarm, because they're gonna appreciate drawn comb on this with a smell of bees. A whole lot more than what they've got. It's giving them a head start, and this potentially will keep them in there. So that is what we want. We know the queen's in that top, as we've seen her just checking around underneath the super box where they was all sat on. This one do need a bit of sugar syrup top up, but I haven't got the time for that today, so I'll do that tomorrow. We'll get this one back together. Like so. So then, this is the interesting hive, because how we left this was about 2 weeks ago. We currently put it down to one queen cell, removed all the rest. Yeah, so we removed all the rest, and effectively we should have had a new queen in here. So we've had a swarm today. So what we're effectively looking for is a reducing, can't say it, in bees. It still seems to be like plenty of bees. Now this is what makes me wonder whether the bees that I've caught today are even my bees. So we are looking for a queen now, and like, you know, with the hive that we've just done, there is nothing saying that she's not going to be up this top. So this is the one that's going to take me the time. We will be seeing when we get down, because we're 2 supers high, no queen excluder. Now I didn't put a queen excluder on here for one reason only. There wasn't a queen in it. So I added this super on Sunday afternoon. We are currently on Wednesday. No sugar syrup in this. They're doing it off their own. They're doing it, you know, themselves, what they're bringing in. So they've been working hard. Everything's looking, you know, good. Bearing in mind this is the second super on here, so as you can see, they're bringing out the comb on it nicely, and there's nothing standing out to me that there's a queen present. Effectively, what we should have in this hive is a queen, whether she be mated or not. We should have a queen. Now, obviously with my other hive we have the queen marked, and if I do find a queen in here, I will mark her. Maybe not today, but on the next inspection. Personally, I don't expect to see a queen 2 supers high, but you don't know. I can't believe within a few days how much of this cone that they've actually brought out. Amazing. Really have worked good on that, you know, for the short space of time. Keeping our eye open for a queen. Now, the swarm that I collected in this nuke box was a big swarm, so I expected to see this hive, drones in here, this hive with not so many numbers in it. But it does seem to still hold a whole lot of bees. This is making me beg to differ. Even though that swarm come from this direction, it was even one of these hives. Well, this hive, because we certainly know it wasn't the other, because we've seen the queen. It's really warm today. I'm not even in the sun. I'm keeping a vigilant eye open for any making of queen. Whilst potentially rushing through this. And nothing standing out queen wise, but they're certainly working well on these supers that we added not so long ago. Whether this swarm come from this hive, I mean, look, we have a lot of bees. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the crown board back on this. I have just noticed a beetle, stag beetle. It's come from somewhere. Not sure where that come from. He was on the side of the hive or where he was, but I just see him fall on the floor. So, as you can see, we have a lot of bees. Unless somebody else has got a beehive very close around here. Right, so this, what we have on here now, is another super. So what we're doing is, again, we're looking for any kind of potential queen. Nice looking supers. Been working hard with the comb on them. We're going to place that one in the frame holder for the time being. Give ourselves the room that we need. Look at that, just ready to be waxed over, completely full. No sign of any potential queen on that. I'm really struggling to think that it was this hive that swarmed. And like I say, there was no reason as to why. There was nothing that I could think that I had potentially done wrong that would make either of these hives swarm. So I was confused as to what was going on. Look at the honey on these, and this is pure honey. They've not been on any sugar syrup at all. So if there is a queen in here, what I will do is probably put that super that's down there, swap. So this one's on the top. I will put a queen excluder on top of that, and then keep this as my honey super, because this has worked more than the first super that I took off. And if I leave this on here and we do come across any kind of queen, which I'm hoping we do, she will start laying eggs in it. So rather I start laying in the eggs in the not so much worked on super than this one. It won't hurt to swap them over at all. And again, there's no kind of sign of a queen. And the queen cell that was hatched over, fully charged, hatched over, should 100% of, she should be out of there now. Now, that was stuck. So I'm hoping we do come across a queen, preferably a mated queen. And considering there's no queen, or potentially a queenless hive at the moment, relatively calm. So there's nothing that's screaming at me queen wise. There's a big drone there. It's starting to cap these honey supers over, which is a great sight, because it's not going to be long and I'm going to have to add another super onto this one come the weekend, I reckon, giving them the room that they need. Again, there's nothing that's screaming queen on this. And again, there's nothing saying that I couldn't potentially miss this queen. I am going through it relatively quickly. Without being, when we put the red dots on them, or green dot as it should be this year, it makes it that a little bit harder to spot them. But no, as far as I can see, nothing. Queen wise, see the drones stand out. You normally can spot the queen. She's barging her way through. They move out of the way for her, which helps identify that there's one in that area. And look how many bees are in here. This certainly hasn't swarmed today. So I must had caught somebody else's swarm. I really do think I have. Put this back onto here, and then we're going to lift the two of them off. Oh, squashed a bee. I hate it when I do that. Really do hate it when I do that. We're going to take both of these off. Oh, it really is heavy. Really is heavy. Placing that on there. And now this is when it gets interesting. We know that the X, frame with the mark X on it, is the one that had that queen cell on it. Okay, so just doing the area here, because this is going to be the one that we're going to be taking out. Okay, so I honestly don't think this hive has swarmed today. Gently as we go, because we could have a queen on here. This, like I say, this is the interesting one. As we are now looking for a queen of some sort. There's nothing that's screaming queen on there. Checking the underside. Very heavy frame. Take a bit more time with this one. Smoke myself out. Jesus. Oh. Now we know on this one that we left one queen cell on the frame marked X. There's nothing that's really saying there's a queen on there. So we will put this back nice and gently into there. Towel just to wipe my face with. Lucky my valve's catching my sweat that's dripping. Really annoyed that I didn't get my hive tool whilst I was in the garage getting the other frame. So there must be a queen on this lot somewhere. There has to be. Though that looks like a queen cell there, capped as well, which is very odd. So I'm going to have to lift this up now because we don't want to do anything like that. So I don't know whether I should be removing that and then maybe think about moving that, because that looks like a supersedure one. We do also have, which I need to turn this frame around. Might be wrong, but I'll show you guys this here. That is what's called a supersedure emergency queen cell. Can't see any likelihood of a queen. Now this is the one that we had the original queen cell on it, so this will be interesting to see. This is why you need the correct hive tool. Can't see any form of queen on there. Now, that queen cup still hasn't been hatched. Surprising. And they look like they have formed another one just there as well, which I'm going to have to lose. That really does surprise me. Really does surprise me. And I'm going to try and show you there. I can't lift it upside down or anything like that because we could potentially kill what's in there. Still capped off. Now this is the one that I honestly thought had been out by now. But we also have another on this side, which is this one here. Now do I move that, remove that? I reckon I should. My God, that queen is virtually ready to hatch in that. Well, I need to replace this one back in, so we're not looking for a queen because that's still there. Now I have removed that one because I only want one, and going by this, can we see? That there is a queen. Now I've taken this off, so she's potentially premature, but that there is a queen out of that cell. Now it might well have been that she was going to come out of this tomorrow, but there we have it. Now I don't know what to do, to leave her in there or let the other one hatch. I think what we're going to do is we're going to let this queen go into this hive. If I can. So what we're trying to do is get her off onto there. Come on, off you go. There she goes. Right, there she goes. Now, I don't know how this is going to go. Whether they're going to kill her or what. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to play around with this hive no more. It certainly hasn't swarmed today. That queen I've released myself. I'm like totally gobsmacked with what's going on. So what we're going to do is we still have one that's going to hatch on our own. The unfortunate thing is I don't have days, timings of when these hatched over. I only have roundabouts. And I've only gone in this one today because I've caught a swarm. I honestly thought I caught my own swarm and I haven't. I've caught somebody else's. Absolutely mental. So what we're going to do is we're going to with this such a tight fit, we're going to get that back into there. I'm going to smoke them down and put the other two supers on and leave this alone. Oh, it's so heavy. It's so heavy. So, very awkward. We're going to do this. So we're going to take this one off. Place it down there. We're going to put this one on. This is the one that was on the very top. And then we're going to introduce a queen excluder on there. And what I have to do with my other hive, which I've noticed, I need to get a queen excluder on that as well. No, I don't. I'm not a super high yet. Smoke has gone out on me again. It's really not good. So we're going to slowly ease this on. I don't like it when I come close to squashing these beautiful bees. So we're going to put that on there. So we're a broad and a half. This can then be my honey super, which is going fantastically well. Oh dear, squashed a bee. I hate that when that happens. And get the crown board on there first, getting all in a bit of a muddle. On goes the crown board. On goes the lid. Okay, so just a quick recap. So, it's all absolutely mental. So, today, had a swarm. Come from this area. Wife phoned me, rushed home, caught the swarm. Instantly, come out here. Check this hive with the original queen in it. Everything is going smoothly in there. Everything's fine, as we've seen. We've got a broad and a half on here, and we're giving them sugar syrup just to help them out for the time being, because I've only just had the foragers back into this one. So everything is good in that one. This one, with what I thought, well, I took all the queen cells down and left one. They clearly made another within that time frame. Now, as we see, I've come out of there, pulled the frame out, marked X. That queen cell was still there, unhatched. Complete shock to me. We must be on pretty much the 13th, 14th day. Now, that's what you've just seen. Is what I did do is I removed a queen cell because I only wanted the one, which was that. When I removed that, I could see a full-blown queen in there. So I don't know how long she was going to have left before she was going to come, or whether she's premature. I feel really bad. I've taken her out of there. I've put her into the hive, as we've just seen. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to kill her. The next one will come out. She will come out, whether they fight it off, I don't know. So, very, very interesting. Very interesting. So, this is still very much full. And what we're going to do is, in a couple more days' time, we're going to put another super on here, because we're going to have to give them the room. I'm going to give it another good week, and we'll see what queen we have. We've got one loose in there. We've got one that's just about to hatch in there, and I've stopped mid-flow on them frames. It looked like there was a supersedial, and there potentially may be others. And I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get people to say you should have continued through the frames, maybe removed the other queen cells. You only want one. You might get a swarm. I don't know. Is the question to that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll give it a week, and we'll get back in there. Until then, ciao for now.